Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Hope that you're having a wonderful day today, that you've done something really good for yourself, or you're planning to go out today if you're just waking up. And I know it's really tempting sometimes to just sit at home. Maybe it's raining or not very comfortable where you are today. You just stay put, read a book, watch TV. But why don't you go outside just for a little bit of time? Go out into nature, have a walk. I'm going to go for a walk after this little chat because it's just an opportunity to kind of refresh your brain and connect with nature. Someone gave me a little poster once, and it said something like, "Don't ever be afraid of getting old, but be afraid of getting boring." And maybe it's also getting bored with life. There's just so much to take for granted. And I hope that you're having a good day. I don't mean to be kind of cheerful all the time, because I know there's lots going on in everyone's life, and I'm not minimizing that at all. I do know the challenges, but just if you can, just try to get out into nature today. Now, I've got my cup of tea this morning. What is it? When I was in Scotland, I went to this little shop. It was like a little health food store, and I got Dr. Stewart's teas, and this is just called Detox. And I thought, oh, great, I'll just have a detox tea, because every now and again it's a good idea to do that. And I looked on the back of the package, and it says nothing. It says nothing about what's in the tea. So I'm just working on the assumption that this is good tea, that this detox tea is going to do something positive. So I'm going to have my detox tea and clean my body out, and then start again tomorrow with something else. But hope that you're having a cup of tea or coffee, and that you're just having a nice morning. That's my wish. Now, the topic I'm going to talk about today probably will make you sit up straight and think, oh, well, I should pay attention, because I'm doing it for myself too. And that is how to take charge of your financial future. Okay, now before you go away, come back. This article was written by one of our bloggers, Julia Anderson. She's got a background in financial services, so she's really done a good job, I thought, of putting out there how to take control of your financial future. Now, you can walk away if you like and not listen, and if you're smart enough to have saved lots of money and you have a nest egg, then no problem. But if you're like me and you've got a little bit of planning to do, this is very helpful. Now, one thing that Julia says is, these are the typical things that people say when you tell them, are you preparing for your financial future? And they say things like, I'm not interested. My husband or my partner looks after all of that. I'm not interested. Or, well, we just have a financial advisor that sells us products, and we're happy with that. Or, well, I think we're on track. These are just things that we say, I just can't deal with anything to do with money. I'm just not wired that way. That's my favorite one. I'm the creative soul. I don't have to think about finances, but of course we do. And the funny thing is that women are usually the people who in the family who look after the budget, buy the food and most of the times pay the household bills anyway. And we are really well equipped to deal with financial issues. We know what to do, but when it comes to stocks and investment and 401k and the bigger issues that are going to really determine how well we do in the future, we're not so good at that. So here's 5 ways, according to Julia, that you might want to think about and just, reflect on. Maybe they're already in your plans, but it's just something to think about. Now, first of all, if you are still working, the uber point here is to watch out for management fees. Now, most people who are working in a large or small company have some kind of an IRA or 401k where they participate, they put some money into their account, and then their employer also contributes. So it's kind of a matching fund. And it's really a great idea. I mean, max it out as much as you can, because, it's free money. But the main thing is to watch the management fees. And Julia says if it's any more than 1%, you need an explanation. The management fee should be less than 1%. And according to her, and I never honestly thought about this when I was in the workplace, that can make a big difference to your nest egg, is paying too much on management fees for your 401k. Another thing that she mentions is financial advice cost. Now, I mentioned earlier that, financial advisors often are selling you products on which they make a commission. So it's very important. It may be a good thing for you at this stage in your life, but, be careful that you're not paying them more than is necessary. I interviewed one of our interviewees was Pam Kruger, and she talked about the need for fiduciary advisors, to go to a fiduciary advisor who is part of their commitment as an advisor, takes the position they're there to help you, and they charge an hourly fee for their services, but they don't take commission on the advice or on the programs that you purchase. So anything more than 1% again needs an explanation, and consider like dividend paying individual stocks or low cost index funds, because you normally get a choice in what you're investing in your obviously when you approach a financial advisor. Now, this may be something that you do with your husband, that you sit down with your partner and you work out the details. But it's really, really helpful if you can look at your financial advisor, make sure that they're selling you the right things and that you've got all the information that you need. It's really super important. Third thing. Okay, here we go. Banish your insecurities. You can do this. It's not that complicated. It is complicated in some ways, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Put time into investing time in your knowledge. There's plenty of YouTube videos, several that we've actually done, as I mentioned earlier, and you can go and just make yourself an expert in these areas. It's not like in the olden days, where you didn't have that kind of access to information. So there's no reason really to be afraid or insecure about how to approach your financial future. It is your future. And it's really important that you have the money that you want to do the things that you love. This is part of the gift you give yourself as you get a little older. Now, another thing that she talks about is building a portfolio. Now, I'm not the best person to advise on this, but she says to set up individual online investment accounts. Do the research and start small. This is her advice. And also, there's low-cost brokerage firms now that don't offer you all the bells and whistles, but they actually do offer good rates. And I think that Vanguard, for example, is one of those, but there's probably lots of others that I don't know about. So don't panic with the market. Stay your course. And I think that, this is easier said than done, because if you have a political situation or something that is causing a lot of havoc in the world, it's like you tend to want security. But of course, if you're in the stock market and you've done your research, you'll find that over periods of 20, 30 years, even though there may be big ups and downs, it was worthwhile sticking with it and just holding your ground. She mentions a site called wife.org. www.wife.org, which encourages women to take financial responsibility. And I actually visited this site a while ago, and there's some really good advice. So if you're thinking you're in charge of the money that you didn't think you would, or you're by yourself now, this might be a good site to check out too, wife.org. And, having a man in your life is not, a security for your financial future. Just a reminder, in case you didn't already figure that one out. And another thing, of course, is get real about your retirement income. Now, we've talked about this a few times too, and the fact that if you can wait to get your Social Security benefits, if you wait till you're 70, you'll get a lot more. You can withdraw when I think when 62, but if you can hang on there, you stay at work a few more years, or just hold off on claiming Social Security, it's really a great idea. Like 4 or 5 points are added if you wait until you're 70. So the trick is, not to bring your household to bring your household expenses, your living expenses, in line with your income. This is the key. And we have talked about this before. It's hard. When you're used to having that income, that check coming in every month, and you've kind of leveled your life to spend it all on whatever, clothes, furniture, household stuff, travel, you may really want to continue that lifestyle. But if your household and your extra expenditure exceeds that, then you can't do it. It sounds so harsh to say that, but I'm saying it to myself as well. And so instead of taking long trips now, I'm planning really short train journeys. You can get some really good weekend bargains. Just don't try to outsmart yourself on this. Just look at the data and follow the data. Lots of women have made this transition, from work to retirement or to a state of pension retirement. It's tough, but you can do it. And that's why I love this community so much, because we are here for each other. And what I really would love you to do is well, first of all, tell me how you're doing this in your own life. And then also in the comments below, watch for other people who are struggling, who they don't particularly maybe want advice. They may just want a hug, or they just want, it's okay, it's going to be all right, or, just keep working on that. Don't give up. Just give some advice to each other. It's really one of the things I value about 60 and Me is that we're not just viewers. We're not just watching things go by. Our Facebook and our website are dynamic places. They're places to have conversations. So I really thank you for that. I mean, it's not me doing it. You guys are doing it. Keep going. Keep helping each other. We'll get through this. Planning your financial future is super important. And thanks, Julia, for a really good article. I'll leave the link to it so you can go up and read the whole thing. But anyway, just tell us in the section below, how are you taking control of your financial future? Just leave your comments and your feedback, and we'll all join in the conversation. And, again, thanks for being here and for being part of this community. Really appreciate it. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Take good care, and get out, as I said, and do something fun for yourself today. And I really do look forward to seeing you all back here again very, very soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.